Hello and welcome to our podcast series. Today we are diving deep into the world of pre-incident buildings with Mr. Anvesh, the visionary behind NRE and PEB Pro. Could you start telling us a bit about yourself and your journey with NRE, its history, and what led to the creation of PEB Pro?
Hi, I am Anvesh and I run a company called NRE Equipments and PEB Pro. At NRE Equipments, we primarily work with clients like IOCL, HPCL, BPCL, Indian Railways and Central Warehouse, and we help them in setting their infrastructure up. Having spent around 7.5 years with NRE Equipments in the construction industry, predominantly steel-driven projects, we have realized that there is a need for a tech-driven construction company, and that's the reason why PEB Pro has come into existence. At PEB Pro, we primarily work on steel-driven projects which are tech-enabled, and we use the latest technology available from all over the world in our factories to deliver the projects to our clients.
Could you shed some light on what pre-engineered buildings are and why they're gaining popularity in the construction industry?
Yeah, sure. So pre-engineered buildings are structural systems which are predominantly engineered and fabricated in factory, and which means around 90% of the construction happens in the factory setup, where you have more control over quality and the quantity, and the last 10% happens at the site. As a whole, the pre-engineered buildings do cut short the construction timelines, which has been a major problem that is being faced by the end consumers these days. So that's one of the primary reasons why PEBs are gaining a lot of momentum these days.
What are some of the key advantages of choosing PEBs over conventional construction methods, and how do they contribute to the project success?
As I said earlier, right? So the pre-engineered buildings these days are gaining momentum because of multiple reasons. One is do not have so much time to wait for construction to happen, right? And the lands have become so expensive. Some people do lease out lands over a long term, and the bill of the leasing starts from, let's say, day one. In regular convention, what happens is if a project is taken, and if in regular convention it takes around 1.5 years, and you can easily cut short that time by 60 to 70%. And in turn, you're also saving your lease amount, you're also coming to the business much faster than what you had anticipated. So the time related advantages are the primary factors, which is why the PEBs are gaining a lot of momentum.
Okay, so which industries or markets do you believe that are particularly well suited for PEBs construction, maybe in India? And can you share some example of some projects?
PEBs more or less have PEB as a concept has matured in developed nations. For instance, if you take US, right, all the houses and multi-storied buildings are all pre-engineered. Houses are all made of wood, and the multi-storied buildings are all steel. So the PEB as a concept is being absorbed by these developed nations over years. And now in India, what's happening, there is some level of acceptance in commercial, and there is complete acceptance in warehouses. So all the warehouses earlier which were using conventional fabrication are going for pre-engineered buildings, and in commercial setup, rather than using brick and mortar construction, a lot of people are trying the PEB buildings, which helps them cut short their construction time. Right now, the warehouse industry is absorbing the lot of pre-engineered buildings. Apart from that, a lot of commercial office spaces. In Hyderabad itself, you see a lot of construction in commercial sector happening with steel and the brick and mortar concept blended together.
Yeah, what about sustainability? It is increasing importantly in construction. How do PEBs align with sustainability goals and environmental battles? What do they offer?
There is a lot of buzz around reducing the carbon emissions. With respect to that, PEBs are definitely adding a lot of value to construction industry in reducing the carbon emissions. PEBs as a construction technology definitely contribute to the sustainability in terms of reducing the construction wastage and the salvage value of the steel. Let's demolish the construction project later on, and you want to use land is only limited at the end of the day, right? If you go with the construction technology, there is a lot of at least 40 to 50% of the salvage value. You can actually remove the steel, you can reuse it or recycle it. So that's where the PEBs bring in the component of sustainability into construction engineering.
How does PEB Pro collaborate with interior designers and architects to create functional and aesthetically pleasing spaces with PEB structures?
We work closely with architects in F&B to integrate functional elements and aesthetic features seamlessly with the PEB designs. by leveraging their expertise in spatial planning and interior designing, we enhance the overall user experience and create spaces that are both visually appealing and highly functional. And one of our recent projects that we had worked on as a PEB partner is Antera Courtyard, Hyderabad.
So is this PEB Pro limited to any particular industry, or is it open to everyone? Like, who all can get the benefit of PEBs?
For everybody, right? Like some people wanted to set up their factory, some people wanted to set up a warehouse, some people want to execute a project, official complex. One of them also wanted their home to be constructed in using PEB technologies. And apart from this, we do have a lot of F&B projects where there are breweries that are coming up, restaurants that are coming up, eateries, joints, and one of the primary absorber of pre-engineered buildings is airports. If you look at any airport that you see across India, all the airports are done using pre-engineered buildings. It's 30% civil and 70% pre-engineered buildings. So moving forward, we definitely think there's a lot of scope for pre-engineered buildings, and people will slowly start accepting this as a mainstream conventional construction technology.
Thank you, Anvesh, for sharing your insights into the world of PEBs and the remarkable work done by you at PEB Pro.
Thanks for having me, and keep watching our space for more projects that will be executed by PEB Pro in several industries. Please do subscribe our Instagram page.